Think you know about slavery?
Well, boy, how you feel now?
But do you know the real history of human trafficking? That there were slave plantations in Lower Manhattan? There are still slaves in England, China, and even America? That the word slave is named after the Russians. How did the Russians end up as slaves? Great questions, and you're going to see the answers on a new TV series. You'll go where slavery happened to answer the big questions. Were the Irish brought to the United States as slaves? Were 1 million English really taken to Africa as slaves? I'll be talking to experts, visiting never-before-seen places of this hidden history, even meeting real slaves. Take an exclusive look at some scenes from the pilot episode. There's often an argument that slavery never existed in New York City. This sign shows that this is where the edge of the wall stood. This was the wall that kept, quote unquote, the Native Americans out. This was not only a barrier, but at the edge was where a market stood. Slave ships would have came in, the slave trade would have existed, it was sold, and it shows how the city used them, how they monetized them, and how they built basically the city off their backs. Peter Stuyvesant was the individual that drove most of the political and racial direction of the Dutch West India Company on Lower Manhattan. He came in and took over an operation that was falling apart, and through might and blood put it into operation. The people that were here built companies that are still sustained to this day. The profits from slavery and all these other things are still incorporated into the monies that people are receiving today. The discussion about history should be an open one, and we should be adult enough to handle it our argument. But leaving people totally out of a history that makes everything that we're about, everything that this city's about, everything that we claim to be, false. From ancient Greeks to the pirates of Arabia and the fields of California, you're going on a journey to learn an important history that the world wants to know. This is the story. Its time is now.